Ashley, what is our fifth and final email today?
Last one up is from William. I just noticed that according to IMDb, a movie called The Kid is opening up against Captain Marvel on Friday. It stars Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Adam Baldwin, and is directed by D'Onofrio. I was surprised to discover that despite living in a big city, it's only playing in one theater for only a few days. There's barely any press coverage and barely any marketing being done for this film. What gives?
Well, Rob, you and I have been seeing this things for this movie here called The Kid. You and I have talked about it a little bit. Why are they not talking about it at all? It's only opening in 250 theaters, so that's probably one reason why you're not seeing a lot of marketing for it. But this is a movie that you've got Dane DeHaan, who's amazing. You got Ethan Hawke, who just is incredible. You got Chris Pratt as the villain. Why is nobody talking about this movie right now?
I have no idea. I mean, the trailer was great. I've watched the trailer like 3 times. It looks, it's a Western. I mean, maybe the distributor is smaller. I mean, it's Vincent D'Onofrio's directorial debut, I believe. But with the cast alone, you'd think that they would market the heck out of this thing. And I don't know. It looks fantastic to me.
Do you think it could be an issue of, Westerns? Could it be that the genre? Could it be because they're just a little bit nervous of the fact that it's opening up against a Captain Marvel, which is, by the way, another interesting choice on their part to have this thing on Captain Marvel. I mean, so what's their strategy here? Why would they be, handling something like this in this way? Why even, if you're only going to put it on 250 screens, why even have it come out right now against something like a Captain Marvel? Like, what's the point of that?
Well, there's a lot of times when a distributor who picks up a film is contractually obligated to put a movie in theaters for a certain amount of time. That's true. They have to spend a certain amount of money on marketing. And I can imagine this is probably that kind of deal. But even if they are required to, opening it on this weekend, probably, I mean, they should have been marketing really to the same crowd. You've got Kingpin, you've got Star-Lord, I mean, it's
well, I don't think D'Onofrio's in it. I think he's just directing it.
Right, but I mean, and you've got many comic book movie veterans in this film, and you'd think you've got sort of a built-in audience that are going to Dane DeHaan. You've got a built-in audience of people who would turn out for this movie, and you're throwing it out in the wake of a Marvel film. It just seems a little crazy to me. I don't know the distribution company, but I remember watching the trailer for the first time. I was surprised at just how star-studded this movie is. It's almost like Young Guns was back in the 80s.
Yeah, and on top of all that, it just looks really good. So yeah. I don't know why it's getting buried like that, but it is an interesting choice. I mean, you can't help but wonder a little bit, is there a quality issue with this movie? And they just knew that despite, because when you've got names like Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Dane DeHaan, all that kind of stuff, you would think you can market that movie, make some money. It makes me wonder how bad maybe the movie is. Now, I'm not basing it on anything. I haven't seen the movie, but I got to admit, it makes me wonder a little bit. It makes me wonder a touch.